Hi guys, Bob Robinson of the Robinson Twins here. In this episode of the Spanophiles Files, we are at Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah. Why are we in Bryce Canyon? Yes, of course, there are natural rock spans here, otherwise we wouldn't be doing an episode here. Now, a couple of things. Bryce Canyon is a misnomer, because all these fantastic features of Bryce Canyon, the hoodoos and spires, are actually on the edge of a plateau, not in a canyon. In this episode, we'll be visiting 4 places in Bryce Canyon National Park, starting with Sunrise Point, where I am now. Our first natural rock span is right down there along the Queen's Garden Loop. So that's where we're going first. The other places is the Navajo Loop Trail off the Sunset Point. Has a section called 2 Bridges because there are 2 natural bridges there. And of course there's the natural bridge off the Scenic Drive, which is not a natural bridge, it's an arch. And then the 4th place we'll be checking on is a place that the map shows as Wall of Windows, which of course to a Spanophile like me means, okay, there could be openings there could be natural rock spans. So let's go check them out. So here's our first arch. I'm going to be on that viewpoint there. And look at that arch right there. So this is the Queen's Garden Loop. Yeah. Just a short hike down and we'll see our first natural rock span. I can already see it right there. From here, I mean, I could see it up on Sunrise Point, but I can see it pretty clearly just on the start of this hike. So just a short hike down from Sunrise Point, which is just right up there. And here's our first arch. Natural rock span. Well, I continued down the Queen's Garden Loop Trail on the off chance that I'd be able to see sky through that arch, and it paid off. I can see sky through it. So I decided, since I was partway down the Queen's Garden Loop Trail, I'd go ahead and hike it, looking at the arch that I could see from Sunrise Point, and a little girl just said, "Oh look, there's an arch." And I looked at it and said, "Yeah, you're right. There is a small arch." So there's our bonus. A bonus arch on the Queen's Garden Loop Trail. So here's some of the hoodoos that Bryce is, of course, famous for, or more generically, I guess you could call them spires. Interesting formations. This is what makes Bryce famous, and is probably why it's a national park. So I just photographed these hoodoos, and as I continued walking along and looking back at them, I discovered there's a baby arch in one of them. So I just stopped here to look at the hoodoos, and what you know, there's another arch to be seen. 4th one on this short section. I think I just saw my 5th arch on this trail, the Queen's Garden. There it is. The 5th arch is a 5th and 6th. It's a double. So this is a short side trip for me off the Queen's Garden Loop, or I should say Queen's Garden Trail. I'm going to call this not Thor's hammer because it's not Thor's hammer, and what god would be caught with a hammer that has a crack in it, right? So I just turned around from looking at this double arch to see another arch. Yeah, here's a better look at it. So I think this is the 7th arch I've seen on this trail so far. And you can see sky through it. Could that be yet another arch? A little baby. It is Queen's Garden, and I'm seeing, I think, an 8th arch right in there.
Right up the pillar, there's two kind of, like there's a tiny, tiny little window.
Yep.
And a tiny arch.
I'm zoomed in on it, and yep, that's what it looks like. Okay, I think this might be number 11. Okay, I think I'm seeing arch number 7 again. What I'm noticing is a little sky showing through a couple of spots on this formation. Arches in the making, perhaps? Well, I was just going to scope out that first arch that I saw from Sunrise Point, but I keep seeing arches on this trail. So now I've made it all the way down to the Queen's Garden. There's the Queen. Alright, here's number 13. Nice shape. Okay, is that a double? I'm on the trail between the Queen's Garden Trail and the Navajo Loop Trail. Okay, I made it to the Navajo Loop Trail. Didn't mean to come at it this direction, but here's the Two Bridges side. So let's go see a couple of natural bridges. Okay, could that be my 17th arch so far? Okay, the arch that I saw just pointed out looks like it's actually a double.
Hold on a second. Can you?
A double arch.
I gotta loosen up all the straps to strap your water in. Do you have a hand? Yeah, seeing or what?
So here's a hoodoo formation that looks like two people about to kiss. The one on the left kissed and the other one on the right with on the nose.
Hang on, snap that and snap.
Very short side trip off the Navajo Loop Trail. And there are two natural bridges. And they're completely different color from the rocks that they seem to be held by, which is really interesting. Upper one and lower. Now switchbacks up out of the Navajo Loop Trail, the Two Bridge section, heading up. The switchbacks getting out of the Navajo Loop Trail. Two Bridges is down that way. Is that Thor's hammer up ahead? Thor's hammer. Thor's hammer. And I guess his three little brothers or something, or wannabes. Okay, we just came up a series of switchbacks. There's Thor's hammer. And continuing up, when you know it, arches. Two more arches. I found out later that this formation is called Two Windows. So I've reached the Wall Street section of this. Looks like maybe two arches up there. And then there's an arch down there.
You went over down there?
Yeah, we just came up.
Oh, cool.
We came down from
There's an
Sunrise
arch.
Point.
Horrible. There's Wall Street. Lots of switchbacks and then through the narrow stretch. Narrow slot. So I started over there. Went down the Queen's Garden Loop, then came up Sunset Point. So that was sunrise, this is sunset. Came up this trail so I could see two bridges on the way up.
Window right here.
Yeah.
So I'm standing at the top of the loop at Sunset Point and I can already see those two arches right from the start. So here's a look at those two possible arches again. So there's the Wall Street section of the Navajo Loop Trail. What a drop. Tight switchbacks. So I guess this is the natural arch I was seeing from below, above. I'm not sure if it's natural or not, but it could be. The bottom of the switchbacks and you're in this narrow slot of a canyon. Although I've certainly seen narrower, but nice tall cliff walls. And I guess this wouldn't be possible without a tunnel, but they've made it a little taller. Couldn't they have made that a little taller? So I'm almost to the bottom of the switchbacks, and it's almost time to enter this slot canyon. This is Wall Street. Last of the switchbacks.
Why doesn't he try to go fire?
And there's Wall Street. And the famous lone tree growing in the middle of it.
I asked him.
Oh my gosh, totally by accident. We're here with the sun overhead through the slot. Accidental timing. That worked. Here's the famous Wall Street tree. So the question is, it's got branches up there to get sunlight, but what was it doing when it was just a little guy way down here? Okay, the Wall Street trees, I should say. Did they really get enough sunlight when they were saplings that they could grow that tall? Well, apparently they did. So I'm hiking down Wall Street, the Wall Street part of the Navajo Loop Trail, and of course there's an arch. So here's another arch, possibly, right there. So here's a little corridor of trees along the Wall Street part of Navajo Loop Trail. Okay, another arch, but a good-sized one as opposed to the babies. This looks like it could be pretty good-sized. There's the opening and the arc of rock over it. Looks like there's a window there.
जस्ट ह्या ट्रिपसाठी iPhone 13 घेतला.
Okay, this is for the doing of it. I've completed the loop. Navajo Loop. Now I get to decide which way to return. Do I go back by way of the two bridges or back by Wall Street? I think I'll go back by Wall Street. Is that a double? Could be. So apparently I missed this arch on the way down, but it's right next to the trail. That way is toward the slot canyon of Wall Street. And here's an arch. I missed it on the way up, or on the way down, on my way down. But I got it this time. A natural arch right on the trail, practically. Nice. Okay, did I just find a new arch, or is this one that I saw earlier? Now let's check out the view of the wall of windows from Bryce Point. Lots of alcoves right up against the rim there. And there's the wall of windows. So let's go get a closer look. Okay, I was about to head out to Bryce Point to further on. I think that's an arch. In this wall of under rim alcoves. Okay, I think I'm seeing two of the three, well, okay, two of the definite arches on the wall of windows. There's one. There's the other one. With a possible arch there. And who knows, maybe some of these will develop into arches. This deep one here looks like it's got potential. If the roof behind it could collapse, that might form an arch. I found out later that that is an arch called Bryce Point Arch. So of course our last stop on the natural rock spans of Bryce Canyon National Park episode is here at the natural bridge that you can just pretty much drive up to. A couple of things, of course. Bryce Canyon is not a canyon, it's the edge of a plateau. And this natural bridge is not a bridge, it's an arch. So why am I ending on this note of oxymorons or incorrectly named things? Anyway, there's an arch, and it's the most magnificent one here, as far as I know. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Okay guys, bonus arch. I did not know about this one. Right down there from Farview Point, there is an arch. I did not know it was there, and now I do. And now so do you. Okay guys, here's the bonus arch at Farview Point. Right there.